We are going to talk about Rachel. Rachel is Jacob's wife in the Bible, and Jacob, the son of Isaac. Because of a problem that came in between Jacob and the brother, Jacob runs to the uncle, who is Laban, and in that land, Jacob falls in love with Rachel, and things are good, and he's planning to marry Rachel. And after working for 7 years, he's shortchanged. What do we see? He is given Leah. And Jacob is not amused at it. So again, he starts to work afresh, another 7 years to get Rachel. And Rachel was very, very loved by Jacob. Young girl, beautiful, very active. And Rachel, after such a struggle, had a first son and gave Jacob a son. And was also expecting a second one. And Jacob comes to a time that he says, enough is enough. Now I have to go back to my homeland, after working for Laban for so many years. And Jacob has amassed such kind of wealth. He now has many children. He has 2 wives, and the other 2 ladies, you know them, are also here. And the children are now many. And Jacob decides to go away. And as Jacob is on the journey, Rachel steals Laban's God, Laban, who is the father. And Laban is out running to get hold of Jacob, who has taken his gods. How can he survive without his gods? It's almost impossible. So he said, I must go and get my gods. And he's so furious. And then he gets to Jacob. And Jacob can't imagine that somebody from his family would steal gods. Why? Because Jacob himself knows the Most High God. Jacob himself believes in the God who has walked with him, who has helped him this much. And he can't imagine in some image, some made things, some things which have just been made by hands of men to call them God. But that is what Laban is looking for. And Jacob says, okay, search for your gods everywhere. And anywhere, if those gods are found in anybody's tent, that person deserves to die. When Rachel learns of all these things, she makes such a nice stool, hide the gods. I think they were also just small gods, they could fit in a stool. So she keeps them under a stool and sits on that stool. And when Laban reaches Rachel's tent, you know what she says? Hey, Dad, I can't stand before you. It's not just possible for me because, it's the nature of women. It will be so disrespectful for me to, and Laban says, daughter, sit down, don't worry. So they search for the gods and they didn't find the gods. And Rachel is so clever. She knows very well I am sitting on the gods. Look here, we are talking about the book of Genesis chapter 22, verse 1 to 18. And Jacob already gave a pronunciation that anybody who is found with these gods must die. And who is being found with the gods, as we know now the story? Rachel is sitting on the gods, the lovely wife, the one that really Jacob cherishes in his life, is the one sitting on the gods. And the pronunciation has been made. So Laban goes away, but Rachel remains. Rachel did not live longer after this. She was already expecting. And at childbirth, she breathed her last because of what Jacob had said. What am I saying, friend? That trust in the God, the maker of heaven and earth. Do not steal people's gods, nor do you want to believe in gods which are made by the hands of men. They will not help you. Here, Laban was running for his gods, and he went away without the gods. And somebody who was keeping the gods, hiding them, even the gods could not speak out for themselves, that here we are being hidden. And again, these gods could not help Rachel at the time of childbirth. When she was passing on, she breathed her last. But now we can see that honestly, it is Jacob's pronunciation that made Rachel to live such a short life. And I want to say, Jacob here is like a pastor. Jacob here is like a man of God that stands before you in church every day or every Sunday. Jacob here is like a servant of God that you know so well. And Rachel is like a pastor's wife. And she's hiding under the good coverage of Jacob, that this husband of ours fears the Lord. He prays, he does this, he serves the Lord, he gives sacrifices to God. But what about Rachel? She barely believes in that Jacob's God. And that is why she could even hide gods who could not help her. Perhaps when she was dying, she even tried to cry to them, but they could still not answer her. So it is important, dear friend, that you trust in the Most High God. These other gods which are made, these other gods which you just hear about them, you don't know them, will not help you. Jacob here is like a pastor, and Rachel is the pastor's wife who is hiding under the glory of the husband. It's a high time we don't hide under the glory of our pastor, that we have a powerful pastor, a powerful servant of God. No, stand for your own life. Whom do you believe in? What is your stand? Because at the end of the day, what counts here is your relationship with God, not how close your pastor is to God, not how close your husband is to God, not how, seriously your son or whoever is serving God. It is you and your God. You must have a relationship. And that's where Rachel got it wrong. She carried gods, kept them, hid them, and they still didn't help her. Laban might have really gone home wondering, now how am I going to do, or now maybe I have to go and make other gods so that I can be turning to them. But Jacob here did not know that one of his dearest people were hiding the gods. And we see that now what Jacob said, because those words were backed by the Almighty God, and they came to pass. He said the person who is hiding those gods deserves to die. That person. The baby who was in the womb did not really carry those, did not know about the gods. That is why when Rachel is getting this baby, the baby comes out well, but Rachel passes on. It is a high time that you believe in the Almighty God. It is a high time that we don't hide behind people who talk about God. It is you and your God. It is you to make a decision to follow the Most High God. And honestly, our God is so powerful that when you turn to Him in prayer, He will hear you. He will listen to you. He will change your life. He will have that relationship with you. God bless you so much. It's wonderful always to have you.